Brogar sent me to collect the money you owe him.
So, he's got you working for him. Thought you might have a bit more sense. Here, take it. Hope you choke on it.
Let's trade. So about that little job, there's no one left to collect from.
Right. So
I did the work. I'm keeping the gold.
I knew you were shifty. Well, you got a big when you...
A man like you has clearly seen some action.
Well, you know, I don't like to boast, but I've crushed a few heads. If you want to eat here, you...
Looks good. I want to improve my fighting skills. Train me how to fight with an axe.
The axe is a... Nope.
Oh. Are you a woodcutter for the camp?
Just because I'm cutting wood doesn't mean I'm a woodcutter. Actually, I'm a hunter. My lads and I provide meat for the camp.
Shouldn't you get someone else to cut the wood?
I'd love to, believe me. But Brogar would nail me to a tree if I left this wood unsawn.
And you're his personal woodcutter.
For my sins,
Why does he want you to do it?
I tangled with him, and now I have to pay. We live by Brogar's laws out here.
Brogar's laws, not the Don's.
The Don wants me to hunt, Brogar wants his fire stoked. You judge who's really in charge.
Why don't you stand up to Brogar?
Him and all his fighters, you mean?
Brogar is a big fish in a small pond.
And those are giant words. So big, I don't think you know what you're saying.
I know some people wouldn't have a problem if he disappeared.
I won't be responsible for what Brogar would do to you.
Let me...
You should...
I need some better armor.
You won't find it out here. There's only workers' clothes here.
Well, what about your armor? Where did that come from?
Armor for the hunters and fighters comes from the Don. But you won't get close to that if you're not accepted as one of us.
Right, so I've got to join the Don's gang first. I could help you.
Helpful sort, aren't you? You better not have landed me in it with Brogar. But then one's trouble is another's ease. Rachel needs this meat, so she'll be happy. Take note, sometimes it's better to take sides than end up in the middle.
I met a hunter called Yan. You haven't mentioned him.
He got himself posted as a guard on the roads. We never see him back here these days. That's another hunter less feeding the camp.
How can I become one of the Don's men?
Firstly, I'll need to tell you a couple of things. The Don's a powerful man. Well, he was. Since we've been in this swamp, he's hidden in that temple. Hasn't been out for weeks. His wife Rachel's been trying to run the camp. She's the one you need to impress if you want to meet the Don.
Rachel. Right.
Before you charge up to her, you need to be aware of...
Brogar.
You're learning.
The temple guard wouldn't let me in.
Do you think he'd invite you in for a beer? He's a guard, remember? You'll have to have something for the Don. A gift, information, something valuable.
What sort of gifts?
Oscar the Smith will tell you. He's helped a lot of people impress the Don. Oscar's good with gold. And as I say, the Don rather likes unusual things that glitter.
What would I have to do to deal with him?
If you work for him, do what he tells you and listen to everything he says. He'll let things slip. But you do know what you're proposing is dangerous.
About Brogar. I defeated Brogar in the arena.
I did hear that. That must have been some battle. Naki...
So you lead the hunters?
Normally, yeah, but as you...
Why are you making Sam saw wood for you?
What business is it of yours, little fish?
You've had some firewood, now let him get back to hunting.
And if I don't get wood for my fire, I'll be pissed off. You're pissing into the wind if you wait for Rachel to organise anything. You want something here, you have to take it.
Yeah, I'm beginning to understand that. How does Rachel feel about him?
She's soft. Brogar bullies her. And she's like that even though the Don's behind her.
About your hunting. What can you tell me about your hunters?
Well, there's Lewis. Haven't seen him for days. I expect he's under a rock in the swamp. Not even the swamp flies bother him when he's had a skinful. Doug should also be in the swamp. He should be hunting. I haven't seen him for days either. And of course you know what delightful tasks I have to do.
Both your hunters are back out doing their job.
Are they? You work fast.
Your team's not the best I've seen.
You take what you find. They're what I found. As for your training, maybe I can help.
Lewis isn't going to stop drinking anytime soon.
I know.
Doug has been successful. He's given me some meat for the camp.
We needed that. You better take it to Rachel if you haven't...
About your camp. Your deliveries of artifact crates will be starting again.
Thanks. I didn't want to worry Esteban about that. Not after everything that's happened.
By the way, Brogar is forcing Sam to work for him instead of hunting. He's sawing wood for Brogar's fire. That's why you've not been getting the meat you need.
Damn Brogar. I thought he was trying to undermine Esteban. He'd be nothing without the Don, and now I need that meat.
What do you want to do about it?
Me? You do what you can. There'll be a full-on rebellion if stomachs go empty. If you want to help out, get me meat and get Sam back out hunting.
Brogar has
What? Really?
from all the men here who...
He's really gone. How long has he...
No. I certainly wouldn't want to see him with any real power. I collected all the money for Brogar. Now what?
If my husband learns about this, he'll have Brogar killed on the spot. Then he'll give me hell for not keeping an eye on things. Perhaps, if you go to Brogar and tell him what you know, threaten to pass it on to Esteban, maybe he might buckle. That would help keep things calm here for a while at least.
Well, I'll try talking to him. Do you need help?
No. I only think people... and you don't look like...
Do you work with gold?
Gold. Gold. Nothing but gold. You just see the money in it, don't you? Well, there's no point you thinking about getting wealthy here. Every crumb of gold out there belongs to the Don.
How do I get to see the Don?
What do you want to see the Don for? Try standing on a tree outside the temple. You're not going to get closer than that.
What have you got to trade? There must be some way to see the Don. Something he wants.
If it doesn't glitter, he doesn't give a toss. I wouldn't be surprised if one day he had his wife gold-plated.
Is there something he wants then? Something in gold he doesn't have?
We've found a sword pommel. Beautiful bit of work. Supposed to belong to some garrison commander before he pissed off an ogre. You find the blade for that pommel, the Don'd kiss your hairy ass. Fuck it, I would too.
I'll find the blade the Don wants.
You want to look for it, be my guest. But you take one piece of that blade for yourself, one bit of glittering gold, I'll hear about it.
I wouldn't. Where can I find this sword blade the Don wants?
If you believe the stories, the ogre dragged the garrison If anyone has found anything there, they're bound to shoot their mouth off. Particularly seeing as those bits of blade will be covered in gold. There's a pisshead called Lewis, reckoned he'd seen something, but he's a sack of shit.
So you want to restore the sword for the Don?
If I can get all the pieces. Can't do jack shit without all the pieces.
Everyone...
What?
I'm thinking maybe I should tell the Don what I know, Brogar.
About what? My protective, supportive funds? You think he'd believe a little fish like you over me?
We'll see, shall we?
Look, let's not get into a fight over this. I ain't forgotten the last one. I'll quieten things down, okay? Just don't think you can keep pissing me off.
Wouldn't dream...
Right.
Let's... You can stop worrying about Brogar. I've dealt with him.
You're quite something. With him gone, I just hope the Don will find his old self again. But that's me talking about us, and I get the sense you've already out. You've got a spirit of adventure.
By the way, you were right. Brogar folded.
Thank you. That will help calm things for now. Don't worry, that's not an end to it. When he's least expecting it, I'll slip something in his food. I know poisons that will work slowly to turn a person inside out over several weeks.
I might just stay away from your cooking in the future.
Here, you've earned a reward. Don't let Esteban know about this.
About your camp.
I've got everyone back to work on the tasks you'd given them.
Well, you're not like everyone else around here, are you? I'm impressed.
There has to be more that needs doing.
Single-minded, aren't you? No, but here's something as a thanks. Hopefully this camp will run a little smoother from now on.
So have I done enough to get...
And how do I explain letting you in without him finding out how bad things have got here? Look, if you really want to see him, between you and me, he's obsessed. Go and see our smith.
I need a place to sleep.
Take Brogar's hut. I don't think anyone's...
About your camp.
You don't have to worry about your food supplies anymore. Sam is back out hunting.
So I heard. Here.
Looks like you're moving on, Brogar. The Don's given me your hut.
You better watch your step, little fish, 'cause as soon as you stumble, my blade'll be waiting.
Yeah. Don't think I won't be ready for you.
You won't see me coming, little fish.
I have other things to do.
Clay is taking over your post.
About time. Thanks. Here's something for you. Now,
Are you one of the fighters here?
I am out here. But when we were in the town, well, sleight of hand's more my thing. Combat's for boneheads. I have a few real skills. Sneaking, opening locks, picking pockets. Proper, honest skills. No violence needed.
Sounds good. You mean a beer bottle?
That's why I said. You got bad hearing, you know that. The bottle was right. It was here. No, here, somewhere.
You're drunk.
So, I'd rather be dead drunk than dead, and we're all gonna die soon anyway. You wait. When the White Robe shows up, we'll all be as dead as... dead.
Yeah. And what can you tell me about the White Robes?
They're everywhere. Came from the sea, from the mainland, and now they're sweeping across the island, wrecking everything.
Have you ever met a White Robe?
Are you insane? Huh? I'd run like a stabbed rat if I ever saw one.
I can believe it.
Where's that damn...
Don't you think you've had enough?
Enough? Enough? Oh, I can't drink enough. Have you been to the Don's camp? I can tell you once you've spent a couple of days there. You'll start on the sauce too, believe me. If you'd been there, you'd be me.
Why? What's wrong with the camp?
Bunch of total arse. The worst bastard. He's...
Tell...
The old... Fishley, yeah. Fishley, he's just the boss of the fighters. The Don's lieutenant. But every man there's terrified of him.
You seem to know a lot about Brogar.
More than you think, and not just about Brogar. You get me more beer, and...
Here.
Hey!
I'm looking for some pieces of a sword blade. Old, decorated with gold.
They're everywhere. Everyone's got one. Well, not Hawkins. Or Jan. Or Rachel. Or Craig has one. I've seen it. It's quite big. And that moron has one as well.
What moron?
Dorgan. He's got a piece, moron. Of course Brogar has one. You'd have to take him apart to get it. And me. I've got one too.
You have one?
No way! What do you think I am?
Here, 2 beers.
Beer! Beer! Here you go.
Here.
Hey.
Here.
Now...
I was right. It is a good job it has me to return some life to it, eh? And you still standing there staring at me? Supposes I owe you? Come back when I've finished the sword. I'll show you what Here, fuck it. Isn't it? Give it back to me.
So,
Ha! I said, you fucker. You planned this. You just wanted the sword. You're gonna regret. Go.
I heard the...
Are you serious? So you actually found all the pieces? That's amazing. You can't even tell it was broken. Oscar certainly knows his metals.
Surely this is enough to get me an audience with the Don.
Are you kidding? He'll probably divorce me and marry you.
I'm guessing that...
Stop where...
Right?
Yeah.
Unless the Don sent you... Unless...
Is it your habit to walk into places unannounced? Who are you?
I know who you are.
He's biding his time. But you...
Score.
And what?
He's your man in the...
If Skoro